Should I show some skin or just for now?
Self-harm is a big thing amongst people. 20 to 50% of teens or young children are affected by depression, and 2/3 of them will never seek treatment.
The biggest stereotype is that girls, usually wearing dark clothing or dark eye makeup and dark hair, are the only ones that self-harm. But the truth is, anyone can and anyone does. Boys and girls of any type of age can be a victim themselves.
The happiest person you know may be the saddest and loneliest person that you know. Self-harm is not just cutting. It is biting yourself, picking at your skin, not eating, hitting yourself, or burning. Any way possible that you have caused pain to yourself is considered self-harm.
If you can't see the signs, or you say things that you think are a joke, someone can actually really get hurt.
People can do it for different reasons. There are so many misconceptions about people who self-harm.
Myth. People who cut and self-injure are trying to get attention.
The painful truth is that people who self-harm generally do it in secret. They don't try to manipulate people or draw attention to themselves.
Myth. People who self-injure are dangerous or crazy.
It's true that many people who suffer from self-harm also suffer from anxiety or depression or a previous trauma. Self-injury is a way to cope. Slapping them with the label of dangerous or crazy just makes it even worse.
Myth. People who self-injure want to die.
Self-harmers don't usually want to die. They're just doing it to cope with their pain. In fact, self-injuring might be a way to keep themselves alive.
Myth. If the wounds aren't bad, it's not a serious problem.
The severity of a person's wound does not depend on how much he or she is suffering. Don't assume that just because the wounds are not bad, there's nothing to worry about, because there is.
Cutting or self-harming is a very impulsive thing. There are many ways to prevent yourself or to help your friends get through this. Many organizations create things such as the Butterfly Project to help with self-harming. One of the Butterfly Project is to draw something beautiful on your arm or any other place where you may self-harm with a Sharpie marker or another permanent marker, and give it a name and give it a story. This butterfly is your friend and it has a story and a name, and if you hurt yourself, you hurt the butterfly and kill it.
Another great prevention is called calm jars or glitter jars. Calm jars are just glass jars filled with water and glitter. The point of these jars is so that when you feel upset and you feel the need to self-harm, you just shake the jars and you have to watch as every single piece of glitter falls to the bottom. By the time all of the glitter ends at the bottom, you should feel calm and relaxed and be able to think things through. If you don't feel calm, shake it again. Or try something else now that you have had at least a little time to think about things. There are many other ways to help other people prevent self-harm. If you know someone that self-harms, be there for them. Don't exclude them. Do not bully them. Do not make fun of them. Do not judge them for what they do. Half the time, they can't help it. It's just their way of coping with some things that you do other things to cope with. If you know someone, make them a calm jar. It's a great gift. All you have to do is boil water, pour it in the jar, and mix in glitter glue. Any color, any type, just mix it in with a metal spoon or metal rod. Giving them a calm jar would show that you care about them and that you want to help. Also, never ever tell someone to kill themselves. You don't know what goes on in their life. What would you do if you told someone to kill themselves and they didn't show up for school the next day, or work, or the rest of their life because it's over? You don't know how they're already feeling, and you can just add to their pain and their loneliness. They may already be contemplating suicide, and your little comment might be what pushes them over the edge to actually do it. Even if you're joking, even if you don't like that person, don't ever tell them to kill themselves or go die in a hole or get hit by a bus. They might actually do it. And no matter who it is and what they say, if they say something that worries you, that they might hurt themselves or hurt others or end their life, tell someone. Tell their parents, tell your parents, tell a counselor, tell a teacher, tell someone who has the power to help. Even if it's your best friend and she makes you promise not to tell anyone, that's a promise you can break. She might be upset with you at first, but in the end she'll appreciate it. It's life or death for some of these people. Make sure you tell someone.
To Write Love on Her Arms is an entire organization devoted to supporting people with depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts and attempts, and letting people know that it will get better. Any money donated to this organization will help to create events to raise awareness and also recovery and treatment for the people who suffer from these things. They have also given money to Kristen Brooks Hope Center, I'm Alive, and Kids Helpline, and many, many more. If you would like to see more ways to contribute to these organizations, please click the link below.
Right on a sapphire, your elixir in my veins, flowing together.